All right, the bell because it's fabulous Friday.
Yes.
Phenomenal, fantastic, fun filled, faith filled, whatever you want to put on it, baby
All
girl. You an
them.
elf, as long as it's a good elf, not a bad elf. Okay, yeah. Make sure it's one of
Look, you
those.
have to clarify that one. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yes, Miss Phyllis is already here with us. Thank you so much for wishing us a good, blessed Friday, men and
Hey,
women
Miss
of God.
Phyllis.
Yes, Miss Phyllis Tiny is here. Miss Patricia, good morning. Good morning. Good to see you here this morning as well. Listen, we, y'all see, have a special guest on, and I wasn't trying to wait to bring her on. I want y'all to go and get
I
all of
know. You didn't
Courtney's
even do
heart,
the
baby.
sneak peek. You just
Baby. I just wanted to gut punch him in like, who it is? Yes, it's nobody but Simply Court. I'm super excited to have you on, Courtney. We have had you in the past. You have been a fan favorite. They asked us at the time to bring you back because it's just something about you. It's just how your energy is very good for people. It's something about how you say what you say and do what you do that makes people get inspired, that makes people want to,
yes.
become empowered. And so bringing you back again on a Friday, we was just like, it's a must do, a must do. Miss Phyllis
I'm
says,
happy to I'm
welcome.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank y'all so much for having me. Having me.
Yes,
I really
ma'am.
appreciate it.
So we're going to get into it because last time, and I'm sorry, Sparkle, go ahead and say what you were going to say before I jump
No,
in.
I was just gonna ask her because I love the name Simply Court. How where did that come from? Because I love that is and it's not a name you hear all the time. So
Right.
where did that come from?
I really need to get it branded, Phyllis. Like I really need to get it
You
branded.
do. Cause I
I need to
might
put a
steal
stamp
it
on
from you. No, I'm just playing. I ain't
it. 2023. Um, as I was kind of going through some personal things, I was trying to find out who I was. I was trying to find out who was Courtney, and I've lived most of my life conforming to how others saw me, what others thought about me, what others said about me. People pleasing, not stepping fully into who the woman that God had called me to be, simply because I wanted to be what everybody else wanted me to be instead of being who I was supposed to be. So simply court stem from a place of authenticity. I'm pulling
okay.
off the mask, I'm
Yes.
pulling off the mask and I'm being exactly who I want to be.
Exactly.
The audacity, I'm having the audacity to be who I want to be, to be
That's
who God
it.
has called me to be. And so just pulling off that mask and just being me and no longer seeking validation or needing others to validate me. Whether that was a love partner, a friendship, business or whatever it is, just simply being me. And that's all I know how to be at this point in my life. That's all I know how to be. You
Yes.
can hate it like it or love it.
Yes, yes. And isn't it so freedom?
It
Love it,
is.
like it.
It's very freeing. It's very freeing. I refuse to allow anyone to put me in a box.
Come
Mm.
on.
You know what, Courtney, and
Allow
I'm
them.
so glad we have you on here this morning to say that because there's so many people who feel like they got to jump around like ducks and chickens with their head cut off, trying to be everything for everybody, but you're not being what you need to be for yourself. So
That's
then you
right.
wind up being depressed and being overwhelmed and having anxiety and being stressed and being sickly. You know, you have all these things going on. You always in a constant state of being mad. You always
Hmm.
offended. It's just so much
Right.
going on because you're not being true to yourself. So in
Right.
actuality, as much as you jump for somebody else, internally you're pissing yourself off because you looking at your inside is like, what
That's
you doing?
right.
What the heck?
You scared. Why did you say you was gonna do that? You know they have embarrassed you. Why do you keep on dealing with that? You know they're disrespectful. You know they're disrupting your peace, but we
Yes.
still try to fit in
My piece is
when
too expensive, baby.
Too expensive. It's
you
luxury, baby.
yeah,
I don't even
you always gonna pay.
advertise it. That's how luxury it is.
Exactly. But to just say it's simply me being
Yeah.
who I want to be, showing up how God created me to show up. And sometimes we've got to start understanding that just because you're related, just because you've been in business for a while, just because you know they feel like they're your best friend, doesn't mean you have to always do everything to accommodate everybody. You
That's
can't.
right.
What you
And
say,
keep on,
Angela? They best friend. Just because
yes,
they
yes,
think.
or their business partner, or whatever that is. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? People put you in situations where they pull and demand on you just because they want to take advantage of the relationship. What and I'm saying that whether it's friendships, whether that's in partnerships, whether that's family
That's
ships,
all them ships. All
all
them
the ships. You know
ships.
what I'm saying? Family will make you think, well, you know, that's you're my daughter, so you've got to do certain things. And people manipulate you, you know, because of
That's true.
relationships that they have. And a lot of times, you know, we do things, but you start resenting people
Yeah.
because
Right.
of how they make you feel like you got to show up a certain way or be there for them. In reality, they wouldn't even be there for you the same way.
They
Right.
are not bringing you no soup, even if it's canned soup. So they definitely not getting ready to make you none.
Right.
So just go on, and they
And
will
when you
get
learn that,
irritated.
that's right. It becomes a game changer once you learn that.
Game changer. Like your faith change, your belief, like everything changes when you confirm to who I am. Everything about you change.
Right.
You don't look dark no more. Cause you know, it has a color when you're trying to be somebody else. It's so dark and
It
like it
is.
looks like what is wrong? What's she
Yeah,
going through? It
baby,
It
looks
a
is.
tired.
game changer. It is a heaviness that comes on you because y'all know sometimes we want to just be there for everybody. Whether it's like, okay, well, can you co-sign for me? You know, you really don't want to do that, but you said, well, okay, let me go and help them out. But can you loan me this? And you go ahead and do that, and you know you're never going to get it back. Or you know, you have to come from a space that's okay with you before you do it. If you have to take a deep breath and be like, oh, I don't feel like going over here and doing this. I don't feel like that. You know, and run past it. I'm not about to give up my peace. And I will never apologize because I'm not willing to put up with other folks' foolishness. I don't respond well to those who can't give back what they want from me, but I'm praying for you. And people make you
Praying
feel
for you.
like when you say, well, you know, I'll pray for you, they want to talk about you. They want to, you know, say, you know, she always talking about this, but she's not true to what she says. You don't know how many times people have stepped in a gap for
Mm-hmm.
other people who will never do the same thing for you,
Right.
who don't even care. They see you twisted up. They see you
Yeah.
being inconvenienced, and they still don't care because it's about them in the moment. Go ahead, Court.
One of the hardest lessons for me was learning that there was a difference between being nice and being kind. When
Break
I'm
that
nice,
down, girl.
a people pleaser. I
Yes.
feel obligated. I don't want to say no. I don't want to. hurt your feelings, or I don't want you to be mad at me or feel some type of way. I don't want you to not like me anymore or love me anymore. Versus me being kind, I'm doing it because I actually want to do it, not because I feel
And I'm
obligated to
from
do
the
it.
heart. Like
Right.
it's a heart thing.
Right. Exactly.
Yes, I
And
love it.
I think it's so important to even speak on this topic, especially for people with children, because as children grow up, they're trying to identify who they are. They're trying to learn themselves. And a
Yeah,
lot of times we put kids in
we
situations where
do.
they really don't want to go to the family function. They really don't want to be in this activity. They really don't want to do certain things, but we feel like, oh, well, you got to do this. Well, well, come on, because she's going to be tripping if you don't, or, he going to have
Cause
something
she
to
gonna be
say.
tripping if you don't. I don't want to hear what they have to say
Right,
because you didn't show up.
right.
Right.
Talk about it.
We put so many stipulations on people. And the reality is, we need to help people learn to be authentically who they are. Really.
Yes, Reverend Pat. Yes.
So
I
true.
thought you was a Christian because I learned to say no. Now I'm really upset.
Yes, they will throw it. They will throw that in your face so
They
fast.
will. They
And you
will.
want to tell them that's why I'm saying no, because God said no. So look, this was a confirmation from him because God will push you when you go ahead, Courtney.
Don't make no mistake, baby. Being a Christian does not mean I'm a pushover. Being a Christian does not mean I'm a fool.
Let's clarify that.
Yes. Hey,
Making
what
sure
they
raised
said,
to the top.
what they say, I'm a Christian, but I still meet you outside.
I still put them hands on you. I don't know what
Right.
kind of hands you want, but
Exactly.
The reality is, and I'm just so glad that you said simply court, because at the bottom line,
yeah.
end of the day, it is breaking down who you are to the least common denominator. Where
Mm-hmm.
you can't break me, you can't stop me, you can't do any of those things, because if God be for me, who can be against me? And
Oh,
so the thing about it is, we got to stop relying on other people to make it or break it for us. Like you said, Courtney, I don't want to say this because I know you're gonna be mad or you're gonna be tripping, or I don't want you to stop liking me, or I don't want you to feel, we have to get to a place. Run Pastor, you better save that coin. Tina says that. Run Pastor, you better
yep.
save that coin. I can lay hands without the oil if necessary.
Yes. And
Exactly.
I'm still gonna be oily. I'm still walking around oily.
That's
Regardless.
right.
And that's so stereotype. Everybody put the stereotype. If you're a woman of God, every time you ask me for something, I'm supposed to say yes because
Yes.
I'm a woman of God. Tell me where that's in the Bible. Go find that for me in the Bible. And then come back and talk to me. No, because if you really read the word, you know how many times they was in there fighting, getting it, like knocking people. Like I don't even want to be in the Bible days because they was cutting
Baby,
heads off. Like
knock their teeth out, girl. All of
they
that.
was playing zero games.
Zero games. So let me go ahead because y'all know time. We can really stay on this topic, but I want to
We
get some
Right.
can.
feedback from Courtney because when she was here the last time, she was doing her book, Dear Black Man, You Are Loved. And I thought that was such an important thing
It's
because a lot of
such an
times for
important.
our Black men, they don't feel the love. They don't feel the love from Black women. When
Nope.
when we start fussing about, well, why you going outside of the race? Why you doing this, then the third? What's going on or whatever? Do we make our Black men feel loved? Do we even, let's talk about it, Courtney.
Let's talk about. Come on, Courtney, take over.
Rebecca said, honey, you was an amazing guest.
Yes, and that says a lot about who you
Thank you,
are
Miss
to step
Pat.
out and do a book like that. Like
Right.
that's bravery all by itself.
And I was nervous. I was really nervous about it. And I've had quite a few guys to purchase the book, and I'm still promoting it and everything. But I've had quite a few guys to purchase the book. I even had one to come in on my live the other day and said that he was almost finished, and he said he could definitely feel the love, by reading the book, you know. And so I was very, very touched by that. That lets me know that it wasn't in vain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said last time on the show, it really stemmed from me being a black mom with a black son, which I'm still raising him. He's 16. So, learning what I know now from my own life experiences, having a bachelor's and master's in psychology, and just watching other black men, black boys in my family, and just surrounding,
Mm-hmm.
people that I know and their sons. And black mothers put a lot on their black sons. I have now shifted the narrative, and I feel like my son and I have one of the best relationships right now, even with him going through his growing pains. We still have the best relationship. I always remind him that he could talk to me about anything, and I taught him like a young adult. And he's still reminded that he's my child, but I taught him like he's a young adult. He has feelings, what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He's able to articulate himself quite well, I might add. Like he can
Mm-hmm.
express himself very well, which can sometimes be too much for the teachers at the school. So I have to remind him like, pipe
Oh,
down, you know, pipe
Yes,
down. It's a time and a
so
place for
many,
everything.
yes, but for so many young men, they have a hard time expressing themselves.
they
They have a hard
do.
time, because for one, so many people actually make men think, when they're younger boys don't cry. Boys, man up, toughen up. You don't do that or whatever. And so the more you push those emotions down, the less they're able to articulate it when they get
Right,
into relationships, when they get into situations, when they get
Mm-hmm.
into, they have anchor built up because,
right,
you think about yourself. If somebody tells you to get somewhere and sit down and be quiet and do all that,
right. And he's had to
trust
go
me.
through. He's had to go through that at an early age, which can be a good and a bad thing. And I say that because he's learning firsthand. So before stepping into adulthood, he's already done the work because he had a mom that was doing the work and he watched her do the work.
Yep.
But for him to see me go through what I go through what I went through, with everything, with my trauma and stuff, for him to see that hurted him. To see his mom struggle, or to see his
Yep.
mom be hurt, or to see his mom heartbroken, or to see his mom, go through all these things, like that hurted him. That took something out of him. It's like he went from this very sweet little boy to this angry boy. That's where he went. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like when he expressed himself, anybody can get it. I don't
Anybody
care
can
who
get
you
it.
are, what age you are. You know what I'm saying? Like he it's
Yep.
hard for him to hold back. I'm trying to teach him how to have emotional intelligence. Let him know that it's okay for you to express yourself, but it's a time and a place to do it. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
can't just jump off the
Mhm.
gun when you want to do it.
Yep.
Right.
So I'm trying to teach him that, having it's very important for a man to have emotional intelligence. And I
So
have to always
important.
use an excuse. I have to use an excuse. And it may not be a pretty excuse, but I worked at the prison 3.5 years. And I always tell him lack of emotional intelligence is the reason why the majority of our black men are in prison.
Exactly.
And that's
Oh,
why I advocate for them so much. That's
Yep.
why I advocate for them so much.
It,
You
it's
know,
so thank you, Courtney. Like it's
yes. Regina said
not
calmness
only
is
does the world
power.
thank you, but
it
when he
is.
get in a relationship, she is going to be so thankful that he had a mama that you can really say, what's wrong with you? What's going on? And he can really speak it instead. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good. You're not
Right.
good.
You're
So
not
I
good.
love that you are pouring that because you're right. A lot of mothers and fathers, they don't pour that into them.
Right.
They pour the it don't matter what's going on. You got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep going. Like
But
no.
That's
people giving
right.
them an outlet to speak because the reality is when you don't have an outlet, it comes out somewhere. If you
Hmm.
can't share how you feel, it comes out in rage somewhere else where you're
Yes.
beating up on somebody else or you're out stealing something or you're out doing you're acting out. That you remember when kids they would say, when you get in the store, don't you ask for something and then they really want it bad, so they start a little temper tantrum and you looking at them like, I know I just told you. The
Mm-hmm.
reality is everybody has something. That's just like when you eat the wrong thing, it may break you out. You may have
Yeah.
hives, you may start itching, you may start sneezing. There's some kind of reaction that comes because you put something in that has to come out some kind of way, whether it's
That's
Some
right.
kind of way.
whatever. It's the same thing with how you experience the world. If you have hurt, if you witness some things and you are angry because you don't know how, because you feel like I'm powerless to stop my mom going through this. I'm powerless to stop whatever it is that I'm seeing. That comes out. And like you said, if you're not emotionally intelligent enough as an adult
Yeah.
to make sure
Right.
that I don't pop off right now, to
Yeah.
make sure that I don't get with the wrong people because I know they're telling me something wrong, but I just want to fit in. I just want somebody to accept me
Yep.
for who I am. Those are things that happen, and it leads to the prison cells being full of our men when they shouldn't.
Yep. Yep. I mean, because it's 50-plus-year-old men that still having road rage like to a 500 degree. Like, come on. Like, you sitting there thinking, it's just we all gonna get there at the same time. We just
That's
traveling
right.
down. Like, why are you cussing out everybody that pulls over? I mean, you go to the store and you snap it out on everybody. It can't be everybody. If you keep on snapping and snapping, it can't be everybody else's fault
Right.
because you're the common denominator.
But it's
Right.
something inside of that person that never had an opportunity to
Never. That's
release.
why I love meditation. If you ever need to figure out how to calm those emotions down, get into some meditation classes.
Yes.
Get into
Yes.
some here, be quiet. Like when it's for real, sometimes you need to shut up. Like completely. Brain shut up, heart shut up. Everybody be quiet. Be
That's
quiet.
right. That's right. And you need to download high frequency music.
Yes.
Yes, high
If you
frequency
need a good
music.
night's sleep, like, woo,
Hmm.
it would change your life. But I'm gonna
Yep,
jump in
I'm gonna
this
get
because
that.
I'm curious. Which chapter? I know all of them are your favorite chapter, but what chapter is Courtney? Like that chapter right there. I knew God was just like showing up and showing out.
Now, I gotta say, my favorite chapter would have to be Love Yourself First. That would be my favorite chapter, and that's actually chapter 2. Um, it says, "Dear Black man, loving yourself is not an act of arrogance. It's an act of survival. In a world that often tells you that you're not enough, self-love is your armor. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see your value, your beauty, your intelligence? Or do you see the lies the world has tried to make you believe? Self love begins with recognizing that you are inherently worthy, worthy of joy, peace, and all the good this life has to offer. It's about choosing yourself every day, even when the world does not. There is no one like you. Your experiences, your thoughts, your story is all uniquely yours. Society often tries to define Black men with one dimensional narratives, but you are so much more.
Yes.
Embrace your individuality, your quirks, and the things that make you stand out. You are not required to fit into anyone's box. You were born to break barriers, to redefine what it means to be a Black man, and to live authentically. You may feel the pressure to always be strong, always succeed, always be the best. But perfection is a myth. You are allowed to make mistakes, to fail, and to learn. Your worth is not tied to your productivity or your accomplishments. Let go of the need to be everything for everyone. Focus on being enough for yourself. You are already enough just as you are. Self care is more than a buzzword, it's a necessity. Take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. Whether it's going for a walk, meditating, eating well, or simply resting, make time for you. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Prioritizing your well being isn't selfish, it's essential. Now, as a reflection, it says to take a moment to write down 3 things you love about yourself. These could be qualities, achievements, or even the way you make others feel. Reflect on why these things matter to you. And then for the affirmations, it says to repeat after me. I am worthy of love and respect. I embrace my uniqueness. I love and honor myself every day.
Hey, man, girl, yes. I see why that's your favorite. Like, that is so, in
Full
the way
of
you
good
can hear
stuff.
your passion. Like, if you're not the person that's doing your voiceover for your book, you have to be the one. Like,
Thank
you have to
you.
Voice
be the
is
one.
smooth. Yes, her voice is smooth. But Pastor, one of my grandsons lost a family member that he was very close to recently. After those losses, he began to really act out. Yesterday, my daughter told me she put him in counseling so that he can talk to someone. She refuses to let him spiral, and I'm so proud of her. He admitted
Mm-hmm.
to her that he really needed help.
Amen.
And as Black women, we need to see that. If you're a
Mm-hmm.
Black mother, spend some time and watch your child to
Mm-hmm.
see, are they happy and productive? Or are they, just kind of quiet? And every time you ask them something, you can see that it's like a boiling. It's almost coming at the edge. He may not let it all the way out, but that something's changed. Maybe he needs counseling. Maybe he needs to have a conversation with you. Maybe he just needs to know, and that's not even for your sons. Maybe that's for your man, your spouse, your
Mm-hmm.
significant other, your partner. Sometimes people need to have a conversation and not be judged and
That's
not
Yes.
right.
feel like I'm weak because I share how I feel about something, not
Yes.
because I can't cry around you because you're going to call me a little punk. Even men have feelings too, y'all. Stop
Yes.
acting like they don't. They have feelings
They
too.
they
Little
do,
boys.
and they do, and they deserve to be loved. They deserve, self
Yes.
care. Like women are the ones that walk around here talking about self care. Like, let's be for real. But
Right.
you rarely see a man talk about self care. But they don't know
No,
they deserve self care too,
no.
especially the ones that truly work hard and try to provide for their
Yes.
family, and they
Yeah.
show up for people. Like, they deserve to show up for themselves and to do nice things for
Yes.
themselves, and to have that guys night out, or to have that
Yes.
time where they
Mhm.
just go by themselves, get them a massage, or just to have that time where if they want to just sit on the couch all day, they done
Let
work hard all week,
them.
they want to sit on the couch all day and play the game, or relax and watch action movies, Steven Seagal or whatever. Like, let them
Like,
have at it.
yes,
Yeah, let
let
them have at
them.
it.
We don't know the pressure that the world puts on the Black man.
They
We
put,
don't.
oh,
We
that's
can't
some strong
understand that.
pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. And even though we may feel like women have a lot on our plates, we're built different. So you have to understand and let that man have that outlet. Run past that they have a very good relationship, and she is really open with all of her kids. That's why she noticed a change, and that's a
See, and that's
beautiful,
because
beautiful
she's a
place and
pay
thing to be.
attention parent. She ain't saying, go
Absolutely,
on now, go sit over there, go on and get over there in the
exactly.
corner.
Regina said,
I,
"Baby, let
I
him
I
kid
make it
chill and
my
see."
to ask my son, like, how was your day? How your class is going? Because let me tell you, this boy has officially been added to my list of the hardest working men I know. My baby,
Awesome.
he go to school, he go to band practice, he goes to work, then he comes home, and then on top of that, he just started college courses. He's in 11th grade. So he just started two
Yes.
college
Come
courses,
on.
you
Give
know.
it up for him.
Yeah. So he
Yes.
has a lot on his plate. And he got in trouble last week in band practice. He got in trouble last week. The band teacher reached out to me. You know, and he was telling me about how a lot of teachers, even over the past 2 to 3 years, a lot of teachers had spared him on the strength of me. Which I told him, I'm like, I don't want y'all to spare him on the strength of me. Because he needs that experience.
Mm-hmm.
If he get kicked out the band, if he gets suspended out the band, those are his consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I had to heal me because the old version of me, oh baby, I'm finna come through like Superwoman and save my baby. Cause
Yep.
don't play with him. You know what I'm saying? And I had to get out of that. People be quick to say, oh, uh, oh, I know my child won't do that. No, you don't.
You
No, you
don't.
don't know
You
that.
do not.
No, you don't know that.
Especially
No,
when
that
you ain't been paying them no attention. You
And
yes,
don't
to
know.
like
keep it real,
I was
you
so
don't even know
shocked.
yourself what you would do in certain situations. Certain
Right.
situations, you might say, "Oh, I would never do that," and get put into a certain position. You
And
don't
you
know what
do.
you'll do.
I've
Honestly,
been there. I've
let's
been
keep
there.
I
it real.
hope I'm a
I've been
pray. I
there.
pray that I'm a pray, but I cannot guarantee you that prayer is gonna be the first thing come out. I hope so,
Yes, exactly. I was
Y'all
shocked.
know what?
I was so shocked
but
when
that
I
But
found
look,
out he had been cutting the food at that school. Baby, I was shocked. Because I'm like, y'all got to be talking about somebody else. The first time they told me, I'm like, y'all got to be talking about somebody. And I was so hurt. And it was a reality check
yeah,
because you saying your son's sweet, this, that, and the other. And you that's the side of him you had never saw. And no, it hadn't always been him. But because of what he had been seeing and going through and wasn't able to express it to me, or at least felt like he couldn't, he was doing it in other ways and it ended up getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? I
hmm,
told him, I said, baby, this 11th grade year, this is what we're not gonna do. This is what we're not gonna do. You gotta control your attitude, you gotta control your temper.
yeah.
You
Regina said, "I know me when I was young, so he's my child. Anything is possible.
baby, anything is possible.
Anything
Let
is
me say
possible."
this because y'all know this is a 30-minute show, and we have just really used all the time up. But Courtney,
Mhm.
if Fridays are available for you, I would love for you to come back again, next
okay.
Friday, so that we can talk because Courtney has 1211 empowerment. She's doing some amazing other things. She has Heal, Hustle, and Evolve. We need to break into those things too and talk about it. But today was necessary. It's
It
things that
was.
you need to know about. Like she said, simply court. Simply
Yes.
be who you are and
Stop
be
apologizing.
and stop apologizing and stop feeling obligated. I think in life we go through so much because of obligation. When in reality, that's self-imposed. You don't have to be obligated to do anything but serve
Yep.
God. So let's make sure, that we share this broadcast out. Let people know that book is out there, Dear Black Man. She said, Courtney's an hour is always a good conversation. Yes, it is. Yes,
She
it
really
is.
does. We
It,
need to
it
stop
really is.
playing and go ahead and
Absolutely.
give go
We just
ahead
got to
and
look.
give her
We got
her
to bring her
hour.
back in doses so that we can kind of, how what they say now,
Just give
ladies,
them a
don't say
little bit,
something now
a little
and
bit.
say something for later, so we can keep on having expectations. So next Friday, hopefully, Courtney, that works
I'm
out. What you
ready.
gonna tell them people leave you alone until you get up off of this show? Tell them, look, I'm busy.
Yes.
But this is the thing. Courtney has so much good stuff going on, and I want her to be able to share not just the author piece of Courtney, but the other things she's doing as well. If you
Yes.
don't know Courtney, share with them how they can follow you. Because I'm talking about baby Courtney give you some good content for real, for real.
I
This is
can't
for
hear you.
Oh,
oh,
how can they follow you?
see, see how the enemy
I
tries
know,
to
right?
play.
Look, gonna wait to the end. That's okay.
Okay.
Y'all,
I can hear you now.
okay. Tell them how they can follow you on social media.
Okay, you guys can follow me at Courtney Clark and 1211 Empowerment. Those are both of my Facebook pages. My TikToks are Simply Court. My Instagram is Simply Court 9. Okay, underscore 9. So that's how you can follow me on all social media platforms.
Yes.
Yes, I'm telling y'all, tap in the court because she has some good content, and y'all know she got that mellow, smooth. What they say, that
She
cognac voice, baby. It's
do.
just
When
nice
she
and
was
smooth.
reading that
And
chapter, I was sitting here like like, girl, you gonna put me to sleep.
I know,
Like,
right? Listen, listen. Go and get that book. Go follow her on Amazon. Go and look for Dear Black Man. What's the rest of it, Courtney?
You
You
are
are loved.
loved.
Dear Black Man, you are loved by
And
Courtney
I
Clark.
actually have copies on hand. So if anyone reach out to me, I'll be happy to mail shipped directly to you.
how much are they?
15.99.
Okay, and a good price. Come on, y'all.
Absolutely,
A great
absolutely,
price.
And it's worth the read. You know, you read
it
it's for
is.
your son, your husband, your grandfather, your spouse, your nephew, your homeboy. It don't matter. Like it's a really
That's a
good
good
read.
romantic night pulling out that book, or as he laying there, you read that book to him.
Right. Be like,
Girl.
look, be like, babe, let's talk about it.
Let's talk.
Yes! I'm just
Because you know
saying.
what? While we playing, it's really good, ladies. Get the book because when you sit back and look at the chapters and read through them, and then ask him, let's talk about
Let's
how do
talk
you feel
about
about this?
it.
Like, how do you feel about self-love for yourself? How do you feel about, different things that Courtney brings out in the chapters? Because I'm telling y'all, men need to know that they are loved.
That they
Don't
are
underestimate it
loved.
because you know what? Anything can happen. People are dying
Yep.
at any age. It's not just 86. It's people who are in their 30s or in their 20s or, teenagers.
Yep.
So make the most of your time. But if you've got somebody in your life that you love, invest in that book and then allow it to help you to learn more about the person that you love.
Yes. I
Right.
love it. I love it.
All right,
I
Courtney,
love it,
thank you
Courtney.
again
If you
for
think you
Thank
have a good
y'all.
man there, boy, get that book and he gonna be like, oh, it's gonna take it to the next level.
That's right.
say,
That's
cause she
That's
right.
loves
loving
you.
him.
Cause she
That's
loves you like
really
that.
loving him. But we gotta go. Do you believe
Okay,
Okay.
we
God?
gotta
We
go.
believe God. We believe God. We believe God. We believe that God created us some awesome, phenomenal black men. He has it's some men that we don't even give them credit of how awesome they are.
Right.
Today, whoever he is, tell him how amazing he is.
You
So
are
that he
loved.
just
That's
stop
You
for
right.
a
are
moment and
loved.
tell him how amazing he really is. Y'all have a great day.
Bye.
Oh, she said, love me. A
I
good
know. She
book.
said she love her. Tina said she love her good book. Yes.
Oh,
Dear
yes.
black
Okay.
man, you are loved.
Yes.
Have
Have
a
a
good
great one.
weekend.
Bye, y'all.